I've always been quite sort of, yeah, as a kid, actually, like I would sit and watch the adverts, just
Yeah.
like photos of me just sitting, staring, mouth gawping at these crappy adverts. But I kind of like, and I'd start to like rank them as a kid. Like I would start to analyze each advert. Oh yeah, that's good. Or I like the jingle on that one or whatever. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so very much sort of always attracted to marketing just because well, I think it comes down to storytelling. You know, always, it was actually my granddad who was he would always tell stories. You know, you'd sit down on his lap or you'd sit on his tractor or whatever. Who's that side it's all farmers, so we'd sit in the cab of his little car or whatever, and it was just this storytelling that sort of always captured my imagination. So I think stories, marketing, how it all influences the sociology, it's
Yeah.
kind of my sort of interest, really.
Do you ever watch any ads these days?
Yeah, yeah. Like you can get ad blocker on YouTube and things, but I purposefully leave it on, and I'm always watching.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's my job. You know, I make adverts for a living, so I do analyze everything.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
it's a
'cause
bit
I
of
have to say, I
it's a
love.
blessing and a curse.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I can't look at an advert without just sort of breaking it down. You know, I have to break it down and try and say, well, why did they use those words? Or I get very, very annoyed with some adverts, like this new Cinch. I don't know if am I allowed to sort of call them out, but there's
Okay,
a
yeah.
car company, a car reselling company called Cinch, and they're just using such old school sort of marketing techniques. It's just like, let's just blast the name out there,
Yeah,
make it a thing. Just to
yeah,
keep,
yeah.
you know, they're clearly throwing millions of pounds of marketing at it, and it's just like everywhere you look, it's Cinch, Cinch, Cinch. And their TV advert recently, I think you've got one of the sort of a high profile, what's his name, Rylan, a high profile sort of TV celebrity kind of guy. And I tried to count it. There's something like he says the word cinch in the space of 30 seconds, like 20 times.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, have you cinched it? I'm like, well, anyway.
Yeah. I
You
mean, it
know,
sticks though, right? Once you
six. And
hear
that is
something
marketing.
that
And
many
that so,
times, yeah.
you know, so okay, you're like, okay, well, that's old school, straight up repetition.
Yeah,
That's how our
yeah.
brains work. So okay, if it works, then it's doing a good job. But I'm a little bit more in favor of subtle marketing that is sort of, you know, it's purposeful and yeah, just a little bit more. Here's something we have. Would you like it? But there's no pressure. You know, I
Mm.
feel like marketing sometimes can be sort of forces it down your throat.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
So
mean, definitely like it's kind of